4. Welcome back here. You've heard of the reality show, The Kardashians, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Manettis, and they are here with their good friend Rich Little. Rich has stepped out, ladies and gentlemen. Rich has stepped out, and I believe Jack Benny is in for...
No, Jimmy Stewart. Is it Jimmy?
Let's not argue who's there. Let's find out who's here with us.
Boys, they're all here.
Apparently it's Rich. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, it's me.
That's good. We thought possibly it was Jack Benny or Jimmy Stewart, but we weren't quite sure, Rich.
Yeah, what happened?
So,
Well, Jimmy Stewart is one of my all-time favorites. I'm doing a one-man play on his life,
Really?
Yeah, I've been touring the country with it. Hope to take it to Broadway. That's my objective. And, every time I do it, I improve it, and I'm working on it all the time. I've been working on it 2 years. And it's a comedy, and I do 25 impressions in the show.
Wow.
All revolving around Jimmy Stewart. I mean, I do a lot of voices, Reagan, of course, and Nixon and John Wayne and Henry Fonda, but I also do the late Andy Rooney, and I do Paul Lynde and George C. Scott, and oh my God, so many voices.
You are the man of 1,000 voiches.
Where?
I don't know about 1,000, but
so if
probably
Jimmy
probably close to 200.
So if Rich Little, if Jimmy could promote his show with you in it, what would that promo sound like?
Well, Rich, I know you're going to do a play based on my life, and I just it sounds boring. I don't think you should do it, Rich, because if you did do me, the show would probably be about 4 hours long.
Hey, Rich, where are you going to be doing it next, or do you know?
When am I doing Jimmy Stewart next, Dana? Talking to my secretary.
Oh, I thought that was your invisible friend.
Only you have an invisible friend, Nancy.
You never met
Dana.
Dana.
At the Lawrence Welk Theater, huh?
Oh, where?
Yeah, where is that, the Lawrence Welk Theater?
The Escondido. That's right. Yeah, that'll be great. I'm going to come on and see that. When is that? What's the date?
The date is sometime in January?
Well, we'll get a tent and sit around.
Here's what we'll do. If you can get the dates together.
February 29th.
All right, so February
29th.
It's leap year. You won't forget it. February 29th. You can't forget that. It's the 29th. Next year's leap year. So here's the thing, Rich. You have obviously a website when you're going to be performing. What is that site so we can go to it?
RichLittle.com.
Well, that makes sense. It really sounds interesting. RichLittle.com.
I look it up all the time, see what I'm doing.
That's very, very exciting. And I saw you at the Magic Castle performing, and you were just drop dead wonderful and funny and all the good impressions.
It's an interesting evening because I sketch. I do portraits. I've been doing that since I was 12, and a lot of people don't know I do art. But I took a lot of my sketches to Magic Castle and showed them, and then did the impression of the person that I did. So it was kind of showing my art and also doing kind of my act at the same time.
Great art.
Great fun.
It was great fun for us and great art, and he is an incredible sketch artist.
Are you
Good stuff
do
there.
it again?
I have no plans to. Would like to, but it was kind of a different idea because how can I show my art and also do impressions, and I just showed people that I imitated.
It was,
I've got hundreds and hundreds of sketches, so I just picked out the ones that I could imitate, and I put them up on an easel, and then as they, if they came out, I did an impression of the person.
Fabulous.
When we come into Vegas, either when you do get married or after, can we see them?
Oh, sure.
Oh, I'd love to see them.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Sure.
You can. You have some stuff up on the website about it too, I believe, don't you, Rich?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
We're going there and checking it out.
I sell a lot of them when I do.
You can buy them.
When I do perform, after the show's over, I sell a lot of my art, and then it goes to the Wounded Warriors. The money.
Oh, great.
And so it's just another side of me. I think these people are in my head, and I can picture them when I imitate them, so I just can put it down on paper, too.
That's fabulous.
Now, we talked about the copycats. I also remember you had a show that was the Rich Little Show, right?
Oh yeah, I had that for back in the mid '70s. Yeah, I was only on for a season. Unfortunately, the other networks put shows opposite it, and it wasn't fair, and it went off.
Yeah. Next time we'll ask the networks to turn everything off for that time and be respectful, for gosh sakes.
But it was great fun, and that's the one that Charlotte Rae was on.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
It was great. It was great fun. But, the most fun I ever had, though, in my whole career was doing the Julie Andrews show.
Why?
Gosh, I wish those shows would be released on DVD,
Now, why was that the most fun?
Well, because Julie, being a singer, they wanted, comedy on the show, and the comedy was done by me and Alice Ghostly. I don't know if you remember her.
Oh, yes.
Sure. Yeah.
And she's kind of a Paul Lynde kind of a character, and she was very talented, or is very talented. And we did all the comedy on the show with Julie, and so, I got a lot of exposure on that show because I was on every week, and boy, sometimes because Julie was a perfectionist, we'd tape till 3, 4 in the morning,
Wow.
And so it was a very busy time for me, and I did a lot of impressions on that show. But people don't remember that show because you can't purchase it like the Dean Martin roast. People comment on that all the time because people bought a lot of them, and I have many people come up to me and say, "Oh, when television is boring, we just put on a Dean Martin roast, and we're in hysterics."
I still do.
So they hold up pretty well, those shows.
Yeah.
Watch them.
Speaking of holding up well, you used to do like figures too, like presidents. I believe the great President Richard Nixon was one of your.
Yeah. Now I'm working on some of these presidential hopefuls. I do Herman Cain now.
Really?
Oh my God!
Herman, let's hear a little Herman Cain.
Well, this is Herman Cain, and when I was working for Godfather Pizza, I made a lot of money, and we had a lot of beautiful women on that show working for us, and I was pulling down about 10 or 20 a week.
And they weren't pizzas.
That's great.
That's great.
And then they're looking at Rick Perry. Rick Perry's got kind of a nasal quality. When I'm governor of the great state of Texas, and we had a drought this summer, so my two biggest concerns are water and gas. And if Congress doesn't pass water, then they're sure to pass gas.
We'll be right back with Rich Little on Sierra with the Manetti. Stay with us.